Imagine this. You're walking through life, minding your own business, doing your thing, and suddenly, the world around you slows down. People start noticing. Not because you're chasing their attention, but because you stop trying to prove anything. You've learned the subtle art of demonstrating your worth through silence, through actions that speak louder than words ever could. No more begging for validation or performing emotional acrobatics to win someone's affection. Instead, you stand firm, grounded in your values, and watch as the world gravitates toward you. This, my friends, is the power of silent action in relationships. In a world full of noise and empty gestures, the real strength lies in the quiet confidence of knowing your worth and letting that shine through in everything you do. And what better way to live by Stoic wisdom than by showing, not telling your value? In this video, we'll explore 9 powerful, silent actions that will show your loved one your true worth and transform how they see you. So, are you ready to stop chasing, stop performing, and start being? Let's dive in. But before we get started, if you're serious about mastering these habits and transforming how people see you, go ahead and hit that like button. Why? Because when you take action, YouTube will spread this video to more people who are seeking exactly what you're learning right now. And when you share this content, you're helping others grow. I know you are someone who lives by Stoic principles and is ready to help others. So step up. Hit like, share, and don't forget to comment with your thoughts. No action, no transformation, remember? Number 1. Practicing patience in conflict. Conflict. That beautiful moment when everything is going smoothly, and then bam, someone says the wrong thing or a tiny misunderstanding spirals into a full-blown emotional roller coaster. How tempting it is to leap into the fray, toss out a snappy remark, or go all in with your most passionate defense, proving that you are right. Because let's be real, that's what matters, right? Wrong. Here's where the Stoic secret comes in: patience. Yes, patience. That thing that doesn't come naturally when you're dealing with someone who insists on pressing all your buttons at once. But here's the kicker: remain calm and composed in these moments. Not reacting impulsively is the ultimate show of strength. Think about it. While everyone around you is losing their minds, you're sitting there like a Zen master, unshaken and practically glowing with inner peace. They're all scrambling, but you're like, I've got this. I don't need to prove anything. Marcus Aurelius hit the nail on the head when he said, "How much time he gains, who does not look to see what his neighbor says, or does, or thinks." In other words, don't waste your precious time reacting to every little thing. Instead, take a deep breath, collect your thoughts, and respond with the composure of someone who knows they don't need to engage in every petty squabble. The actionable tip: the next time a disagreement erupts, don't dive into it like you're in a cage match. Step back, breathe, and take a moment. Trust me, your calmness will be far more powerful than any fiery retort you could muster. Your true strength is in your ability to stay composed. And that is something no one can take from you. The next time the drama hits, let them squabble while you sit back, sipping your tea, knowing that you've got the ultimate power, control over your own emotions. Number 2. Keeping your promises. Let's talk about promises for a second. Those little gems we toss around without really thinking about their weight. I'll call you later. I'll be there on time. I promise I'll never forget our anniversary. We all love to make them, but how many times do we follow through? It's easy to say, I'll do this, but what separates the talkers from the doers is doing it. Here's the truth: keeping your promises doesn't require a grand speech or a dramatic entrance. It's in the small, consistent actions, whether it's showing up when you said you would, delivering on a promise to help, or keeping your word in a relationship. People can feel reliability, even if they don't always see it. But let's be honest, how many people out there say one thing and do another? It's a shameful list. And you know what? It's not the list you want to be on. Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." Don't talk about being reliable. Just be reliable. It's not about waiting for someone to ask, "Hey, did you remember that thing you promised to do?" It's about taking ownership of your word and letting your actions do the talking. The actionable tip: whether it's something as simple as being there on time or keeping a promise to do something small, do it. And don't just do it to check it off your list. Do it because your word is your bond, and following through shows that you're a person who can be relied on, someone who doesn't just talk the talk, but walks the walk. When you're consistent with your commitments, you build trust, and you prove your true worth in the most effortless way possible. No need for a big reveal. Your reliability will speak louder than anything else. Number 3. Supporting without expecting anything in return. Picture this: a cold winter's night, the kind where the air feels like needles against your skin, and the world seems to move in slow motion. You're walking home after a long day, the weight of the world on your shoulders. Just as you think you can't go any further, you hear it: footsteps behind you. It's your loved one, coming to meet you without you asking, without you even needing to say a word. They simply showed up. "No, I'll help you, but only if you do this for me." "No, I need something in return." Just a quiet, comforting presence at your side, walking through the cold with you, making the journey a little less heavy. That, my friends, is the power of giving without expecting anything in return. In relationships, there's this unspoken idea that everything must be balanced. If I give you this, you give me that. We've all been there. But true worth isn't about what you get back. It's about what you're willing to offer freely, with no strings attached. It's about being the person who shows up, not because you'll receive a reward, but because it's the right thing to do. Your love, your support, your presence, it's not a currency to trade. It's a gift to offer. Epictetus, in his infinite wisdom, tells us, "Give yourself a gift, the greatest of all, to be satisfied with little." When you stop measuring the worth of your actions by what you get in return, you experience freedom like no other. The joy of supporting your loved one without needing validation or recognition becomes your gift to yourself. The actionable tip here: offer your time, energy, and love without hesitation, even when you don't expect anything back. Help without needing praise, support without needing thanks. Because when you give unconditionally, you show that your love is genuine. There's no transaction, no bargaining. It's simply a bond of care, woven together by selflessness. And in doing so, you don't just demonstrate your worth, you elevate the relationship to something deeper, something stronger, something that lasts. Number 4. Showing respect through actions, not just words. Respect is the foundation upon which every meaningful relationship is built. Yet, in a world full of empty promises and fleeting words, how often do we truly demonstrate respect? It's not enough to say, "I respect you," and then turn around and treat someone like an afterthought. Respect is not a title or a statement. It's a living, breathing action. It is what you do, not what you say. Imagine this: you've had a long, exhausting day, and you're on the verge of burnout. Yet, when you walk into the room, there's your partner, sitting with open arms, listening intently to everything you say without interruption. No rushing to give advice, no turning the conversation to themselves, just a calm, steady presence, ready to hear you out. That is respect. Not because they said, "I respect you," but because they acted with the utmost respect at that moment, putting aside their own needs to make space for yours. This, my friends, is the power of respect shown through action. It's not about the grand gestures or the flashy declarations. It's in the small moments. It's how you listen when they speak, how you acknowledge their feelings, how you treat them with kindness, even in the mundane. Real respect isn't born out of obligation or fear. It's cultivated through consistent actions that show you value them as they are, in their entirety. Confucius, the wise sage, tells us, respect yourself and others will respect you. The respect you show yourself by setting boundaries, speaking with honesty, and maintaining your integrity will always reflect on those around you. When you respect yourself, others have no choice but to respect you in return. But it begins with you, your actions, your presence, your quiet, unwavering acknowledgement of the worth in others. The actionable tip: listen. Truly listen. When your loved one speaks, don't just hear them, understand them. Acknowledge their feelings, validate their experiences, and treat them with kindness, even when the world is chaotic around you. These small, thoughtful actions will echo louder than any word you could say, creating a space where respect is not just demanded, but earned, day by day. Your actions, not your words, will define the respect you receive, and in turn, will build a relationship rooted in mutual admiration and trust. Number 5. Being present without distractions. In today's world, we're constantly bombarded by distractions. Phones buzzing, notifications popping up, and 1,000 other things begging for our attention. But nothing says, "I love you," more than simply being present. It's the quiet, powerful act of giving someone your undivided attention, showing them that they matter more than everything else in the world, even for just a few moments. Imagine this. You're sitting with your partner, sharing a quiet evening, and suddenly you realize that both of you are on your phones, scrolling through social media, checking emails, or distracted by the noise of the digital world. No words are spoken, but there's an invisible distance between you. You're physically together, but emotionally and mentally, you're miles apart. Now, picture this instead. You put your phone down, look into their eyes, and fully engage in the conversation. You ask questions, listen attentively, and react with empathy. It's not about the grand gestures. It's about the small, everyday moments when you choose to be fully there, emotionally and mentally. This simple act of giving your undivided attention speaks volumes more than any words or promises could. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, do every act of your life as though it were the very last act of your life. Imagine if every time you spent time with your loved one, you treated it as your last moment with them. Would you be scrolling through your phone or distracted by every little thing? Of course not. You'd savor that moment, cherish it, and give it the full focus it deserves. In doing so, you show your loved one that they are more important than any fleeting distraction. The actionable tip: put away your phone. Turn off the notifications. Be present. Whether you're sitting together for dinner, taking a walk, or just enjoying a quiet moment, choose to focus on them. Give them the priceless gift of your full attention. Ask about their day, listen to their thoughts, and respond with your heart, not your fingers. This simple, everyday act will deepen your connection, making them feel truly seen and valued. By being present, you're not just sharing time, you're sharing love, respect, and commitment, showing that in that moment, nothing else matters but them. Number 6. Showing humility in success in relationships. Success in love. That thrilling moment when everything feels like it's finally falling into place. You're getting the attention you wanted. Your partner is looking at you like you're the answer to their every prayer, and the world feels like it's all about you. The temptation to bask in your glow is real, right? You want to lean back and say, "Look at me. I've got this love thing figured out." But wait a second. Humility in love is where the real magic happens. Imagine this. You've been showing your partner all the right affection, listening when they need you, and doing the little things to keep the relationship strong. Suddenly, you're the one who's getting all the praise for being the perfect partner. But here's the trick. Humility doesn't mean brushing off compliments. It means sharing the love. Instead of saying, "Of course I'm amazing," you acknowledge that love is a two-way street. You look at them and say, I'm really happy we've gotten to this point, but it's all about what we built together. You've been an amazing partner too. Epictetus said, "A man is not good because of his accomplishments, but because of how he behaves when they are achieved." And in love, the real accomplishment isn't just winning your partner's affection. It's showing humility by recognizing that love, like anything worthwhile, is nurtured through shared effort, patience, and compromise. The actionable tip: celebrate your wins in love, but don't turn it into a solo performance. Here's how you can do it. When your partner praises your efforts, instead of saying, "Yeah, I'm great," respond with something like, "Thank you, but we've both put in a lot of work to make this happen." Don't take all the credit for relationship milestones. Acknowledge that they've made the journey just as meaningful by saying, "I'm so grateful for everything we've done together to get here." In everyday moments, instead of seeking validation, share your appreciation for your partner's role in your happiness. Acknowledge their efforts, their understanding, and how they help you grow. By practicing humility in your romantic successes, you show that your love isn't about your achievements. It's about the relationship, about us. This builds a stronger bond, because it shows you value them as much as you value yourself. And who doesn't want a partner who knows how to celebrate together, not just solo? Number 7, demonstrating forgiveness. Forgiveness. It's a word that gets thrown around a lot, but how often do we truly practice it? Especially in relationships. When hurt feelings linger and misunderstandings build, it can feel easier to hold onto the pain, to keep score, or to let resentment take root. But here's the thing. True strength in love doesn't come from holding onto the past. It comes from letting go and choosing to move forward together. Think about a time when you've had a falling out with someone you care about. Maybe they said something that cut too deep, or did something that left you feeling betrayed. The instinct: hold on to that hurt, let it simmer, and remind them of it every chance you get. But what happens when you let go instead? When you choose to show that the relationship, your love, is more important than any past mistake. You free both yourself and your partner from the burden of the past, and you create the space for healing, growth, and deeper connection. Mark Twain put it beautifully: "Forgiveness is the fragrance that the violet sheds on the heel that has crushed it." Think about that for a second. True forgiveness is a gift, a beautiful offering that doesn't come from weakness, but from strength. It's the act of rising above the wrongs done to you, choosing to preserve the relationship instead of letting it break down under the weight of bitterness. The actionable tip here: let go of past mistakes. It's not easy, but it's necessary. When those feelings of hurt or betrayal arise, pause. Ask yourself, what's more important, this pain or the relationship I'm building with this person? Let go of the grudge. Acknowledge that forgiveness is not about forgetting. It's about freeing yourself from the chains of resentment. Forgiveness speaks volumes about your emotional maturity. It shows you can rise above, and that you value the connection more than any fleeting anger. It's a powerful act of love that binds you closer to your partner, because you're choosing to grow, rather than stay stuck in the past. Number 8. Be willing to walk away, if not loved right. Love. It's supposed to be the thing that fills your heart, lifts you, and brings out the best in you. But what happens when it doesn't? What happens when love is more about the chase, the drama, or just settling for something less than you deserve? Here's the tough truth. Love is supposed to honor you, respect you, and align with your deepest values. And if it doesn't, walking away isn't a sign of weakness. It's a quiet act of strength and self-respect. Picture this. You're in a relationship where your needs are constantly pushed aside, your voice is unheard, and your partner's actions don't match their words. You've tried, you've compromised, but no matter how much you give, they still don't treat you with the respect and care you deserve. It might be easy to stay because you're emotionally invested, or because you fear being alone. But here's the catch. Staying in a relationship that doesn't serve you isn't love. It's self-sacrifice. And while self-sacrifice can be admirable, it's not the same as self-respect. Epictetus reminds us, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. Sometimes, the thing that lies beyond your control is someone else's behavior. You can't control how your partner treats you, but you can control how you respond. Walking away when you're not being loved right isn't about running away from love. It's about running toward the love you deserve, toward a relationship that aligns with your values and honors you as a whole person. The actionable tip here is simple but powerful. If your partner's actions don't align with your values, or if they're not showing you the love and respect you deserve, don't be afraid to leave. It's not about being heartless. It's about understanding that you are worthy of a relationship that elevates you, not diminishes you. Walking away is not a loss. It's a gain of freedom of space, and of the chance to find someone who meets you where you are, someone who truly values you. It takes immense self-respect and courage to walk away from what doesn't serve you, but doing so shows your true strength, your inner confidence, and your belief that you deserve a love that is genuine, respectful, and unconditional. So don't settle. Walk away when necessary. Your heart and your future will thank you for it. Number 9. Cherish your true self, without arrogance or double standards. Love is beautiful when it's pure, but sometimes, we forget that the foundation of true love starts with one person, you. Imagine a love story where you are fully in touch with your worth, where you stand strong in who you are, without the need to prove anything or look for validation from your partner. But there's a catch. It's not just about loving yourself in a way that feels good. It's about understanding your value without slipping into arrogance or double standards. Let's take a step into a love story that's all too familiar. Emma and James. They've been together for a couple of years, and while things started great, they slowly drifted into a routine that isn't quite as balanced as it should be. Emma, while confident in her abilities and worth, finds herself judging James' actions harshly, expecting him to live up to standards that she doesn't always meet. She'll get upset if James doesn't prioritize their relationship in the same way she does. But when it's her turn to put in effort, she's quick to make excuses. "I'm too tired," she tells him. "I've been working all day." And yet, she expects him to give 100%, without ever acknowledging that she's been holding back. Meanwhile, James, quietly watching, starts to feel as though his feelings and contributions don't matter. Emma values herself and expects James to live up to her standards, but she's blind to the fact that her standards don't always reflect mutual respect. She loves herself, but is she loving James the same way? Here's where the Stoic wisdom of Seneca rings true. He who is not a good man to himself cannot be good to anyone else. Emma loved herself, but her love wasn't truly whole because she couldn't see the value in James the way she saw it in herself. She had forgotten that in love, respect goes both ways. The actionable tip here: embrace your worth without the shadow of superiority. Recognize your value, but don't elevate yourself in a way that diminishes your partner. Don't set expectations for them that you aren't willing to meet yourself. Treat their feelings, their needs, and their value with the same respect and care you expect for yourself. If you cherish who you are truly, you'll see that your partner's worth is just as sacred as yours. No double standards. No exceptions. Love isn't about possession or being superior. It's about mutual respect, balance, and giving the best of yourself without taking more than you're willing to offer. In the end, Emma and James both learned that a relationship built on mutual respect and understanding isn't about demanding perfection. It's about meeting each other halfway and cherishing one another's worth. And when they stopped holding each other to impossible standards, their love flourished once more. And so, the journey to demonstrating your true worth and love begins. not with loud declarations or flashy gestures, but with quiet, powerful actions that resonate deeper than any spoken word. These 9 silent actions, simple yet profound, hold the key to transforming your relationships into something that not only endures but thrives. They reveal your inner strength, your values, and your deep, unwavering respect for both yourself and your partner. You've seen the importance of patience in conflict, where instead of reacting impulsively, you choose to stay grounded, like the mighty oak in a storm. The world around you may tremble with the winds of emotion, but you stand firm, unmoved, your roots deep in wisdom. Your actions in these moments speak louder than any argument, and they show your partner that love is not a battlefield, but a place of safety, where both can grow. Then, there's the power of keeping your promises. It's easy to speak words of love, but it's the follow-through that truly defines your worth. Your word becomes your bond, unshakable and reliable. When you commit, you don't just promise with your mouth. You show your devotion with your actions, proving that you are someone who can be counted on. And in a world full of fleeting promises and empty gestures, that's a rare and precious gift. Next comes the humble act of supporting your partner without expecting anything in return. It's the quiet, selfless love that doesn't demand recognition or reward. You're not keeping score, and you're not counting favors. You're giving simply because you care, because you understand that true love isn't transactional. It's about shared growth, respect, and emotional nourishment. When you give without expectation, you create an environment where both hearts can bloom without fear of betrayal or imbalance. And lastly, forgiveness, the ultimate silent act. The true strength in love is not found in holding grudges, but in releasing them, in choosing to move forward rather than staying stuck in the past. When you forgive, you show that your love is stronger than any hurt. You rise above the petty things, the mistakes, and embrace the person as they are, not as a reflection of their past mistakes. Forgiveness is a gift you give yourself, your partner, and the relationship. In all these actions, there is one constant. You are showing your worth not through grand gestures or superficial performances, but through your being. You don't have to shout about your value, because your actions speak for themselves. And when you live by Stoic wisdom, you learn that true love is not about control or manipulation. It's about respect, growth, and a shared journey towards something greater than the sum of its parts. So, my friends, as you navigate the beautiful, messy, and sometimes challenging world of love, remember this: your worth is not a currency to be traded. It's not something to be proven through words, but through actions that stand the test of time. Step back from the noise, let your actions do the talking, and watch as your partner not only recognizes your worth but cherishes it. For in the end, it's not the grand speeches or the dramatic gestures that define us. It's the quiet, consistent actions that speak volumes. And if you've learned to walk the Stoic path, those actions will not only show your true worth, but will elevate your relationship to something that is built to last. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, share it with others, and leave a comment below with your thoughts. Remember, action is the key to transformation. Let's keep this Stoic journey going together, one step at a time.